And welcome back to another to Big Apple Hockey for another episode of the Final Buzzer. I am your host for tonight, John Flakowski. Sorry about the weird camera view. I'm not on my laptop right now. Laptop is out of commission, as I said yesterday. So I will be doing the Final Buzzer on here. By the way, you can follow me at 92 and 82 and join the Facebook group, as you can see on the ticker on the bottom. So check that out. I have the Blackhawks and Winnipeg Jets game going right now. Winnipeg was up 5-2. Now they're only up 5-4 with just over 5 minutes to play. So Winnipeg could end up losing this game, and boy, what a collapse that would be for them, especially with them needing points. So, but enough about Winnipeg and Chicago. We're here to talk about the Rangers, and you know what time it is because it happens every time. But here's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, it's that time again. It's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I literally there's only a couple of good things. I kind of broke this down into 4 points today, so we could, one, not only get through it quicker, but 2, it's less typing on my phone. So like I said, I'm really doing this on my phone here. It's tougher for me to do it, so I got to do it this way. But first things first. I'll talk about Chris Kreider and how he got his 41st. I thought he was good, especially as the game went on. I thought he got better. He made a few key defensive plays that really helped. A couple that saved a couple of goals, a couple that broke up Carolina's possession in the zone. The Rangers made soft plays in the puck all night, and it almost got them in a lot of trouble, and Georgiev bailed them out all game. We'll talk more about all of that later on, though, but I thought Chris Kreider was really good in this game as the game went on. So I thought Mika Zibanejad played well. I need more from Alexi Lafreniere. There's just a bunch of other guys that need to step up, but I thought Kreider was probably the best forward all game. So yeah, Kreider getting his 41st was big. You know what? They didn't go to the deflection on the power play, but they got one at even strength, which, I mean, yeah, you see it from Kreider, but you see it more on the power play. So, yeah, this is kind of it from David here. It's pretty much on point, but we'll go over the other 2 banners I have. Frank Vatrano getting his first as a Ranger is pretty cool. I know it's an empty net goal, but you know what? I thought he played well for most of the night. He played a heavy game. He played a gritty game. He was down in the trenches along the boards, mixing it up. So good to see Frank Vatrano in his 3rd game as a Ranger get his first goal. So good for Frank Vatrano. Hopefully, it's the start of some good things to come for him as a Ranger. So we'll move on from Vatrano. And the other good part of it tonight is obviously the man of the hour. If this is Alex Georgiev's final stand, he went out with a bang. This is like the guy drawing a line in the sand saying no one's going to cross over my dead body unless it's over my dead body. And Alexander Georgiev said, I am not going down unless it's in a blaze. And that blaze was pretty hot tonight because he was a wall. He was a wall. Yeah, he got some lucky breaks here and there, but he made some incredible saves that would remind you of what Igor does on a nightly basis. And if you didn't think that, I don't know what you were watching, but I tell you right now, Alexander Georgiev played the best game of his entire career, like hands down the absolute best game he's ever played. He was ridiculous tonight. So great on Alexander Georgiev. The Rangers needed those 2 points. And he was the man there. He was absolutely the man, because there's not a lot of great to talk about in this game. But, I mean, save after save, high danger chance after high danger chance. The numbers on the shots really kind of just say it all if you're looking at it in this game. The Rangers, this game, they had a total, and I gotta go with the box score here. The Hurricanes had, let's see here, Georgiev made 44 saves. The Hurricanes had the Rangers had 17 shots against. 17 shots. So, yeah. I don't agree with this at all. I don't think Panarin was terrible. I don't think he was great, but I don't think he was terrible. I definitely think he needs to be a little more involved, and he needs to be more willing to play along the boards and down in the trenches. Because, I mean, you're not going to win like that in the playoffs. But, hey, Matt B. Hey, John, I see you guys in there. I do agree that Strome has kind of been a liability lately. I don't know what's wrong with him, but he hasn't played good enough. It's not good enough. So, but yeah, Georgie stole the game. Joe Shane Train. Welcome to the show, by the way, because I don't think I've seen you in here before, but I see Hedl being traded along with Georgiev tomorrow. Yeah, I kind of agree with this. So, maybe not Hedl, but Georgiev. But boy, did he ever pick a time to steal a game. Did he ever? So, great on Georgiev. And then, because that is all the good.
That's good.
Now, I don't even have any just plain bad. I have ugly. And nothing but ugly. And it's literally just all over the place. It just dominated all around from start to finish. I just don't see how like, you can't say that performance was good. You can't. Wow, Chicago almost tied the game, but yeah, I don't. I don't like what I saw tonight from the players themselves. A lot of soft plays. I get it. They were on the second of the back-to-back, and Carolina had a rest night. But you've got to show up to play. And if it wasn't for Georgiev and, a couple of timely bounces going in their favor, actually more than that, they definitely had a lot of bounces that went in their favor. Carolina missed a few open nets. Yeah. So this could have easily been like a 6-7-0 game the other way. But yeah, you're right about this, Mike. That was a game they needed to win, and Georgiev made that happen tonight. So, but they were just, and yeah, they were just dominated from head to toe. And thank you, by the way. Love Rancid. Got this when I saw them with Dropkick, and over the summer last year, it was August in Forest Hill Stadium. That was a hell of a show. But yeah, you can't get dominated like this. I get it. They had a physical chippy game last night with Tampa. This was a physical chippy game too. But you know what? They found a way to win. So you know what? You got to give them credit where it's due. It wasn't a pretty game. This was a butt ugly game. Like, this is, if this game was a child, it would have a face only a mother could love. That's how ugly this game was. This game was as ugly as sin. Yes, rancid for the way that the Rangers played, like rancid stale milk. Ugh. Jeffrey, I'm gonna. You know what? I can't bookmark. I don't know how to. Can I bookmark? Oh no, I can. All right. So you know what? I'm gonna bookmark that comment. We're gonna get back to that later. All right. I'm still trying to learn, or still trying to go through this on my phone. So bear with me, guys. I'm sorry, and girls. But yeah, this was the most stolen game of the year, SCIB. I definitely, you're definitely right about that. But Georgiev stole it. The Rangers were beaten to every loose puck battle. They had one or two shifts in the second period where I thought that they looked like they were all right. The first period, for a little bit, it was even, and then Carolina took over. But I would say for at least 50 minutes of that game, they were dominated, if not 55. And they never really had sustained zone pressure. They had a couple of chances early on in the first where they could have scored, but it's not. This is not a formula to win with. So hopefully they can improve on that. But yeah, John, you take it and move on. But I'm a little more forgiving tonight than other nights because they just played Tampa in another grueling game the night before. But hey, Jack, and yeah, unbelievable. You couldn't believe that Georgiev stole that game. So, but I'm gonna go on a Q&A because there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. I mean, that game is just up and down. I'm not gonna ream them out tonight, but holy crap, they found a way to survive. So that was some Xanax material right there. I think my anxiety just kicked into overdrive there. So Robert Robleski, this is a real good comment because it was true. Nobody was challenging. They were giving up the line way too easily. Carolina, I know, is a good skating team, but holy crap, did they give up the line real easy? You're right about that. So totally right. Great comment there. Yeah, Core, I'm with you on this. We needed the 2 points so badly, and Carolina, and not only that, but we needed Carolina to not get points. So this was a 4-point game. Got to remember that, guys. 4 points tonight. 4 points, and I'm doing the 4 symbol like the 4 horsemen because I'm going to drop the wrestling reference there. But 4-point game. We got 2, and we took 2 away from Carolina. And now we're only 3 points back to Carolina. Yes, they have a game in hand, but this division is still somehow winnable with the way that this team has played lately. Go figure, right? Now we'll have Igor on Tuesday against the Devils. Got to win that game and get the 2 points. But yeah, we're looking good. So I'll go through the Q&A. Jeff asks, which will happen first? The team wins 50 games or Kreider scores 50 goals? So let's check the records and the standings here. The Rangers currently have 40 wins. I'm going to Kreider hits 50 goals first, buddy. I'm going to go. That's the way I'm going to go. Kreider scores 50 goals first. That's me. So, I got to go with some other ones here. Let's see here. Joe Shane Train. Do I think Matthew Robertson will get traded tomorrow along with Kravtsov? I don't know if Kravtsov gets traded. I think he might be part of an off-season deal. I think Matt Robertson could get traded, though. Could a Rickard Rakell trade be? That's what I would think, maybe. Jack, who's it going to be at the deadline? What's my guess in the closing hours? I'm going to say Rickard Rakell or Phil Kessel, one of those guys. And I said Nick Paul before, but Nick Paul got dealt. He went to the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know how they have the cap room to pull that off, but okay. That's the thing. You can't rule anything out. I would love Andrew Copp. I know, John, you've been pushing for Andrew Copp for so long, John Lee. Core, thinks Cop will be a Ranger tomorrow. You know what? I would love Andrew Cop, but I don't know if I see it. And Winnipeg just won, so they're only 4 points out now. I don't know if they deal it. Jack, yes, I am bummed that they did not land Giordano. I wanted Giordano. I thought, and for the price that they paid for Giordano and Blackwell, I think the Rangers could have been in on that, and that would have helped. So, Grant, would I have topped any of the trades that have been completed so far? Yes, the Giordano Blackwell trade. Julian Narduzzi. Julian is a regular here, and he is pulling a Sean Statler, who is also another regular here, trying to manifest Andrew Copp into a Ranger uniform. I would love that. I don't know if it's happening. Winnipeg is close, so. James, the Rangers got the win. Too many shots on goal, but a win is a win. I totally agree. A win is a win. This is one of those nights where I'm going to take it because they were on a back-to-back. If they played like crap against Carolina and they won and they had rest, then maybe I could give them shit for it. But back-to-back again, and you beat the defending champs the night before. So this was a grueling weekend that they could have came out with 0 points, and they came out with 4, both of the wins in regulation. Hats off, boys. Hats off. Tomas, what's up, buddy? The defense did stop the second and third chances pretty well. The main issue is that the first chance was given up way too easily tonight. I couldn't agree with this more. You're right about that. Second and third chances, they did get a lot of those, but the defense made some good plays on those. So, Everest, I don't agree that Phil Kessel's a bad locker room guy. I think the Pittsburgh situation has been blown out of proportion. So, and I think the locker room, last year I would have said, yeah, last year is probably not a good idea because that team wouldn't have done well with it. But yeah, I think this year it's a different locker room. I think it's a better head coach as a leader. So I don't think Phil Kessel, even if he was a bad locker room presence, I don't think it would hurt as much as it would have last year. Mackenzie Kim, Raquel for a second and a decent prospect. Sign me up all day, man. Sign me up all day. Core should have beat the Isles too. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Core. That was a bullshit game. So Jack asks, where do I stand on re-signing Strome? I don't know. I have not liked his play as of late. I just don't. Earlier on in the year, he's playing great and he's making a real good case to be re-signed. I don't know. I just haven't seen the big improvement that would warrant the big raise in his pay. So, David, they have to replace Nemeth because even with him being a smoldering dumpster fire and not a huge blaze, he's still bringing the team down. I agree. David, I just don't know if the Rangers organization feels the same way. Because I feel like if that was the case, they would have called up Zach Jones. But they don't want to do that. They would rather have him play in Hartford. And it's funny because Keandre Miller can go make 2 to 4 egregiously bad mistakes per game and not get sat. But Jones breathes the wrong way and he gets sent on a bus to Hartford. So I don't get it anymore. And just, ugh. And this is another thing. Mike is right. They have a winning record since Nemeth came back, so he's going to stay in, even though he really doesn't have a whole lot to do with that for some reason. So, Jack says, I haven't liked the way Strome has been playing, but I also don't know what other number 2 centers we can afford. And yeah, I don't think Heedle's here beyond this season, to tell you the truth. I don't know if he gets dealt tomorrow because the Rangers are a contender, and most contenders aren't trying to deal their star players, but so but yeah. So Tomas says DeHaan and Kessel. Okay. Dahan, I think I think he's off the books this season. I would have to take a look. If he has term, that's going to be a no. Um, I don't think he has term. Uh, Calvin. No, he's off the books at the end of the year, so they could get him. They could get Dahan. So yeah, they could get Dahan. Kessel would be nice. So it's a Jeff. It's been a tug of war between Keandre's upside and his imbecilic mistakes, and I'm not sure who's winning. Yeah, you couldn't have said this any better because he just goes and does dumb things where you're just like, "What are you doing, man? What are you doing?" So, and then he has like I think he actually played pretty well tonight. I'll give him that, especially Carolina. I mean, he could have done a whole lot worse tonight. So. Yeah, Miller defensively, I don't think Miller's that much better. He's a better skater than Nemeth, but that's not saying a lot. Nemeth is just, but yeah, Miller is a good skater. But I thought he played decent tonight. So, Mike, that happens when I go to try to view different things. So it's when I go to try to view something in Internet Explorer, that's what happened, or Safari. So sorry. Um, I would trade Miller for Chychrun, Richard. I would trade Miller for Chychrun. But so Core says that he's bitter that Giordano didn't want to be here as much as Toronto. So they gave up basically nothing for him. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I don't think the Rangers are trading Miller, but if that's what it took to get Chychrun, I could do it. So yeah, Brody, it's when I go and try to view like something in browser. That's what happens. So sorry, guys. It's just so not the best situation without the laptop. I could do it on the tablet, but that thing was giving me problems yesterday. But who knows? So we'll see. DP, totally agree. That was a terrible call. Terrible call. Joe went to the Coyotes Penguins game yesterday. Kessel did nothing but turn the puck over the entire game. Yeah, but the Penguins are a good team, and the Coyotes are a dumpster fire rolling down a San Francisco hill. So, John, off season when I trade for Dylan Larkin or Mark Scheifele. I would look into it to see what it would cost. I don't know if they actually would do that. So. Yeah, I don't. I'm trying. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about trade deadline because we've got a lot to talk about tomorrow. Um, we'll be doing some predictions and stuff, last minute predictions and stuff tomorrow as well. Um, I will be in on that. I will be here, so hopefully I don't have any connection issues like I did yesterday. David, I don't think Bertuzzi is actually on the block. I I don't know why he would be. I'm gonna go black again here. So, um, hold on. I'm just trying to look up Bertuzzi's contract status. I think that he is. No, he's got another year after this. I don't know why Detroit would be that. DP, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, that's another thing, Matt. I don't agree that. I think the vaccine mandate's going to be tough. So Pete, I do agree with you, Pete. I don't think Pierre-Luc Dubois is going anywhere, though. I would love to get Pierre-Luc Dubois from Winnipeg, but I think he's going to cost even more than Scheifele. I think because he's younger and he's under team control, he would cost more. And it's funny because Pierre-Luc Dubois has chemistry with Panarin. Him and Panarin played together in Columbus. So yeah, that would be nice. I would love to get Pierre-Luc Dubois. Yeah, that would be an interesting one. I don't think that I don't think Bertuzzi's going anywhere though. I really don't. Julian, I could see that. I would love Rickard Rakell. I think that would be a real good pickup. So, but yeah, Strome lately has been bad. Earlier on in the year, he was good. I don't know what he's doing lately. I really don't. It makes me wonder like where his head is at right now. I don't know if it's the fact that he doesn't have a deal done or listen. I get it. These guys are people too, and a lot of times they have friends on these teams and they love where they are and they don't want to leave. And I get it. There is a human element to this that a lot of us don't think about because we are not. We're not in their shoes. And it's real easy to just say, oh, well, it's a kid's game. Just go out and play. You get paid millions of dollars. No, this is a job for them. This is a job. You got to sometimes put yourselves in their shoes. But this has been an issue, the open nets and the dumb penalties. I would love to I would love to see that end, both of those. And the dumb penalties can end just by skating harder and being on your feet and keeping your feet moving, being on your toes. So Brian Strome's got to cut the crap out there. He really does. He needs to be better. He needs to step his game up. Because if they're not getting any production out of Ryan Strome, that kind of ties Artemi Panarin up. And that leaves him high and dry. So, but yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, he's a great locker room guy. He's friends with a lot of the guys in the locker room. Panarin and him are very good friends, but he needs to be more consistent. He needs to bring his A game. He needs to want it. And I just don't. I'm not in his head, but it doesn't look like he wants it enough. And yeah, and this is it, Mike. He looks like his head's not in the game. But Lou, here's the thing. I don't think there's ever a chance that he got dealt. I don't think there was ever really a chance that he comes down. If Nylander played center, I would all be for this, but Nylander is a winger. That's I would be all for it if Nylander played center. Nylander is such a good player. He's such a good goal scorer. He just would be perfect here, but I just don't see it. So. Oh my God! Oof, sorry for the yawning, but yeah. Drury has given no indication that he would trade Strome. I've never seen anything about Strome being dealt. I just don't buy it. Nylander does not suck, and yes, his father did play for the Rangers. His father actually was about a point per game player with the Rangers. So, but hey, Rick, and yeah, I mean, I don't think Strome's going to really take any type of leap forward or anything like that. You need more from a guy like him, and just it's not enough. It's really not. So what he's giving you now needs to be better. Needs to be better. Yeah, I would love to. I would love to see some moves tomorrow. Hoping for Rakell. Rakell would be nice. Hoping for another depth forward on top of that, who would get some of these other guys out of the lineup. Kevin Rooney coming back would help. I don't know how far out he is. This is an interesting comment here because I totally disagree with it. But Strome reminds Jeff of a slower, if possible, which it's really not because Derek Stepan's skating was atrocious, version of Derek Stepan. And we see how his career plummeted after he was traded. Now, Derek Stepan is not nearly as fast as Ryan Strome. Sorry, it's just not. Derek Stepan's skating is miserable. It always was. And that was part of the problem. He just couldn't skate with guys that he was matching up against. Great hockey IQ. Very good passer. Good defensively. Couldn't win faceoffs. Couldn't shoot the puck to save his life. So, I get a lot of people love Copp. But the one thing I will say about Andrew Copp, just because Cora is making this comment about Copp, is that he doesn't really drive offense. He's not like, I think he would be another guy that's another like passenger with Panarin. Yes, he would be better than Strome defensively. Yes, he's better at faceoffs. Probably takes less dumb penalties too. Well, not probably, but definitely takes less dumb penalties. But Copp is someone who might even be an offensive downgrade. And we don't know how he's going to be with him. I mean, I get it. Panarin can probably play with anybody considering the season he's having and what little help he's had on that line with him. But you gotta watch out with the expectations for a guy like, Ryan Strome or whoever ends up replacing him if, So, yeah, this is a big thing. The Rangers got in at 2 a.m. last night from Tampa. Had the game at 8 o'clock last night, then had this game at 6. So instead of starting both games at 7, like they normally should, they started a game at 8 an hour later and started the next game an hour earlier. And they still won! Holy shit. Oh man, that's another good point that's overlooked, Core. Good, thank you for bringing that up. So I mean, whatever scheduling department, friggin' Muppet, was taking care of the schedule. Like seriously, what a Muppet! Whoever made that schedule. No. It is 1 hour earlier because it would be a 7 o'clock game, and then it would be a 7 o'clock game. So 1 hour later, and then 1 hour earlier. So yes, I get what you're saying, Core. But what I'm saying is that both of those games should normally start at 7. So the game started, last night's game started an hour later, and tonight's game started an hour earlier. So they lost out on 2 hours of rest. Yeah, and we do see Georgiev is very well rested. Yeah, so. Oh, here's a good question. Richard asks, would I do Othman, Miller, Hedel, and a number 1 to get Pierre-Luc Dubois, first round pick to get Pierre-Luc Dubois? I think that's a little too much for Pierre-Luc Dubois. I do like Pierre-Luc Dubois, but holy crap. So, that's a lot. Jeff, the schedule maker, must be related to the dunce at ABC who thought those camera angles made for good television. Those camera angles were freaking awful. Awful. Here's an interesting one. Max Domi's name, Frank Saravalli, I believe it was, said that he's probably going to be traded. Yeah, if Columbus would take on half of his salary, I would absolutely take a look. I'm going to go black again. So sorry about this in advance. So I'm going into cap friendly here. We're going to do Domi. Max Domi. Oh, no. Max Domi only has 1 year left on his deal. So Max Domi has 1 year left on his deal. I don't know. So, and then this is a funny comment. Hold on. Brody, I swore until the end it was Igor Net pretending to wear Georgiev's jersey. Jokes aside, he played it. Yeah, I mean, we all would have probably thought that. DP, I do agree. Domi is a bit of a hothead. So, oh God, Larry Brooks. Yeah, Larry Brooks is. He pisses me off sometimes. Some of the things he writes, I'm just like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, are you trying to rile this fan base up? And now he's writing about Cal Clutterbuck. Go away. Please go away. Like, you have nothing better to do than to just stir up garbage like that with Cal Clutterbuck. My God. Ugh. Yikes. Yeah, I can't tell you how bad Cal Clutterbuck would be. Ugh. Ugh. Grant, is our constantly getting pinned in our zone due to effort or to forwards weaker D-men lacking in skill? Grant, this is actually one of the best questions I think I've ever been asked on this channel. Well done. Well done. That's an excellent, really, really excellent question. And it's a combination of both things. The reason why I say things like Patrick Nemeth is not an NHL defenseman is because you have to be able to hold on to the puck for those extra, 2 to 3 seconds, maybe even 4, to be able to make the pass out of the zone or make that little look off. Like, I'm not saying like he has to be Adam Fox, but you need to be able to get that puck out of the zone or to make the D to D pass. And guys like Patrick Nemeth can't make those. Jacob Trouba and Keandre Miller seem like each other's worst enemy when it comes to trying to make those passes. Adam Fox is really the only one that's really good at it. Schneider's not bad at it. He's decent at it, but Ryan Lindgren is not great. He's better than Dan Girardi was at it, but that's another thing. Also, a part of the getting pinned in the zone is a lot of weak play along the boards. They weren't winning. I know tonight they weren't winning 50-50 battles, but I mean, you got to win those a lot more often. So, and that's a big thing, Mike. He can't skate or handle the puck, and that's a big problem. And Brody's right about this. Igor can make better zone outlet passes than some of the defenders on the team, and that's terrible. So, Corey, you're right about that. Larry Brooks, at one point or another, has suggested bringing the identity line to the Rangers. So, Alva Lanker, you definitely might be right about this because they missed quite a few open nets. Vinny Trocheck hit a post. I think there were another 1 or 2 posts hit that weren't even acknowledged by Sam Joe, because I'm pretty sure I heard some couple of shots hit the net, the post. So, yeah, Rick, right about this. I don't blame Gallant's system. I blame some of the weak plays I see. I see players not on their toes. See players just sitting back on their heels. You need to have legs, and the Rangers just a lot of times don't have legs in their own zone. They have what we call puck legs. When they get the puck, they're flying all over the place. But when it comes to playing defense, nobody wants to play defense. That's why we call it puck legs. So, David, oh no, that's the wow. Bunch of comments just came right in at the same time. Sorry, Mike, but David, you're right about this team doesn't win a lot of 50-50 battles and board battles anytime it's a fight for the puck. The Rangers are losing it. You're right. Absolutely right. When Kakko comes back, is Vetrano moving to the third line? It's actually a really good question, Anthony. I would think so, maybe, maybe not. Who knows? At first, maybe. And then if Kakko's play on the third line looks really good, maybe they'll move him up. So, Mike, what do I think about Vetrano's play so far? I think Vetrano has been decent. In the game, he wasn't really noticeable. I thought he was okay last night. And then I thought he played a good game tonight. I thought this was his best game out of the three. So, Chris Frost, players just want a blind pass and blind clear never works. I couldn't agree with you more. Gotta watch it. Mackenzie, no, it's not just you. I've noticed this probably since the Pittsburgh game that they lost 1-0. The calls were terrible in that game, and ever since they've just been bad. And earlier on in the year, it wasn't like that. You know, the games were decent. I don't know if Gallant said something, but something's been going on here, and the calls have just been terrible against the Rangers for the most part. Mike, huge improvement over Hunt and McKegg. Yes, sorry, but yes, Vetrano is. Rick asks when Kakko is returning. I am not sure. I'm not sure. 2K, let's go Rangers. Yes, I totally agree, my friend. Richard, let's face it. We only have Zibanejad, Kreider, and Panarin as top forwards. We need more scores and talent. You're right. Absolutely right. Kevin D, no, I don't. I wish I did, but no, I don't. Mackenzie, Hedel should have had a goal, but the refs screwed the Rangers, and 3 penalties against the Rangers were so soft. Well, thankfully they came out with a win in this game, Mackenzie. So, you know, I don't think the refs are that bad tonight. I think I think the Rangers just got flat out outplayed in this game. I wouldn't have been blaming the refs if they lost this game. That's the last thing you want to blame. You want to blame a team that just looked flat. But Alexander Georgiev to the rescue. Whoever thought we'd be saying those words in the same sentence, right? Yeesh. But yeah, I don't like the injury system in the NHL. I get that sometimes it's easier to go out and target people, so they don't want to disclose, you know, full. They don't want to have full disclosure on injuries, but something's got to be a little more. There's got to be some sort of transparency. The call on Schneider was soft, but yeah, I agree with you. I agree there, but it's, yeah. In the end, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it was soft. Chris Frost, if Benoit fixed Georgiev's game, that would be great. But I still see the writing on the wall for him here. So. And yeah, he was. He was definitely playing in front of the puck all night. So. Howie Rose tweeted what? Julian. So. And yes, as Brody said, we have 42. It was 43 before watching Twitter. I said that the Tom Wilson comments, that incident, that hasn't helped. But you know, Dolan also has a history with the NHL over the website. Wow, we just lost a whole ton of viewers. Jeez. Wow. I must be scaring people off. I'm not going to go for a terrible amount longer, though, anyway, just because of the fact that, wow, continuing to lose viewers. But I'm not going to go a whole lot longer anyway, just because of the fact that I am tired and I do want to get some sleep and be wide awake and ready for tomorrow's trade deadline. So I do agree with you, Jeff. I do think Mika's defensive game has gotten better this year. So something was going on with YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Let's see here. Kako out of the lineup, then in. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Everest. The feed was cut off. What? What the hell happened there? I don't know. I don't know why the feed would have been cut off. That's weird. I had to go out and come back in. Ooh, that's a technical thing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I haven't ended the stream or anything like that. That's weird. So yeah, that's weird. Ooh, this is a good question from AZ. Yeah. This is a good question here. I think when Kako and Rooney come back, you're probably looking at McKegg and some other guys coming out of the lineup. I would say McKegg and Brodzinski would probably be the two guys. So, Diane, yeah, spinning wheel of death. That's not good. Buffering, okay. Red ring of death. Oh man, going back to the Xbox 360 days right here, man. Neg Type 13, welcome back. Happy for the win, but boy, did this game show how unplayoff ready they are. If anything, Neg, I would say that the one thing that this game showed me is that I would much rather have them play Pittsburgh than Carolina. So they've got to finish in second or third. They cannot go into a wild card spot. AZ, I do think Julian Gauthier could get moved tomorrow. It's very possible. Hey, Kurt. Oh God, the 4 days no accidents calendar. Yeah. So. Oh yes, the viewer count's going back up a little bit. I'm sorry. I know YouTube had some buffering issues apparently, according to what all you guys and girls are saying in the chat. I am probably going to wrap this up, though. I do apologize. It's just I want to make sure that, like I said, I get a good night's sleep here. I'm probably going to go to sleep in a few minutes. I wanted to get one done. I didn't get to do last night's game, but tonight's game was definitely a must. So, Nick, thank you, by the way. And is Phil Kessel a Ranger tomorrow? I hope so. Richard Forsberg is a UFA after this season. You are not dreaming, but I doubt he goes anywhere. Last I heard, him in Nashville, the talks have picked up a little bit. So they're trying to work towards an extension. He doesn't want to leave. Tomorrow, I think we're going to go on at about 12 o'clock because I think that's when the deadline coverage starts. So we're going to be with us 12 o'clock, and we're going to go on then, all right? So I'll probably have to order in food, or I'll have to make food and then just heat it up because I think we're going to do a long stream tomorrow, boys and girls. So definitely join us tomorrow. Thank you all for joining me again tonight. I appreciate all of you. Again, sorry about the buffering. I know it's a pain in the neck, but I like this one. Nick Leddy as an option. Yes, please get me one Nick Leddy to have Patrick Nemeth sit. He's got Stanley Cup experience, so yes, please. I would gladly take Nick Leddy, and he can move the puck, which is what the Rangers need badly. So. But yes, again, thank you all. And again, I apologize for the buffering issues. But yes, please join us tomorrow, 12 o'clock, and we will be talking trades, going over trades, playing around with some ideas and stuff like that. So cheers to everybody, and you all have a good night. Let's go Rangers.